Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of Off the Top podcast. As always, we got Fred and Blake here with us, recording this shit for
Here.
Memorial Day weekend. And before we started off, I just wanted to, take a moment to honor the men and women who sacrificed their lives serving the military.
Absolutely. Freedom isn't free.
Never is. But I mean, I wouldn't say we don't have a lot to talk about, but just
I feel
wanted to
like
come
this
on
one's
here
gonna
and just
be.
talk about, just chill out,
Yeah, I was gonna
talk.
say. I feel like this is gonna be more of like a chill pod. It's not gonna be like a. We're not gonna get into a bunch of like, we hate Twitch or nothing like that. Like what we were talking about last
Going
week. Or
crazy.
yeah, I feel like this one's gonna be a lot more chill. We can just kind of vibe with it and you know
Yep.
have a good time.
Yeah, I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it. What do you guys been up to? What do you guys do this week?
Work, school, bruh.
Just work, bro.
Yeah,
trying
for
to
real.
trying to plan out a day where it's not raining so I can work on this car, man. That's about it.
Yeah.
I know I keep saying that every week, but hey, you know what? I'll eventually get to it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't tell you guys this, but my dad went into surgery today.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
A dicer?
yeah, they had to cut a foot of colon out of him.
Bro, what?
Yeah, I mean, not to get like too personal or not, but he's been dealing with a problem for a couple decades now, and it got to the point where it was starting to affect his life. Like he dropped down. He's like 170 pounds. Like you guys would not recognize him if you saw him. It's fucking
He's
nuts. He looks
wow.
like Savannah, bro.
he's
Oh
that
yeah,
small now?
yeah. So today
Dude,
was his
that's
surgery.
nuts, bro.
He just got out of it a couple hours ago. Everything went good.
I'm glad to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
See, and
that's tough.
I was
I
gonna
mean,
say, see, I'm kind of in the same situation. Well, not the same situation like that. Like, I mean, but I understand where you're coming from because my mom, like, I think I told you, I don't know if I told Blake, but my mom has lung cancer and bone cancer. So she's been getting, she's been going through chemo and she lost all of her hair and everything. And she's got a pretty good sized tumor on her lung. And so she's been going through all that. And hopefully they caught it fast. So hopefully they get it
Wow.
um,
yeah,
down enough to where they can go in and surgically remove it. But I mean, it's weird, man, seeing your parents like because you look up to your parents when you're like younger, like man, nothing's wrong with them. That they're strong, like they're always like really like they go above and beyond for their kids in any situation. And then when you see them kind of like sick or like hurting or anything like that, and not in the best like light, I guess you could say it's kind of just like a dang, dude, like
Yeah,
that's
dude. Honestly,
wild,
I think
bro.
as younger, when we're younger, we like to think of ourselves and other people as like almost invincible. Because we
Exactly.
look up to these people and like we almost think of them like superheroes because of how much they do for us. And then life happens and you remember how human we are and how human those are around you.
Oh,
And
100%,
I mean,
dude.
and like not to be like depressing, but like it's just reality. But I also feel led to tell this story because we got into the subject about it. um Dude, so like a year ago I lost my stepfather to cancer.
yeah,
Yeah.
And just to like testify a little bit, because this is like, I love telling this story because it's just absolutely insane. But so like when I got the phone call that he was like getting pretty bad, my mom called me and she's like, "Hey, we're gonna be in Colorado. Um, she's like, I know you have work and school. She's like, if you can make it, that'd be great. If not, like nobody's gonna be mad." And I was like, "I'll be there," because like no question about it, I'll be there. So I go to Colorado just to tell the story a little quicker, but I go to Colorado and I mean, like, dude, he's usually like 250 pounds. He's like 6'3". And like when I saw him, I was just like heartbroken, man, because he lost so much weight, doing chemo. And like I had been praying for him for like years. And so just to like make light of a bad situation, what I'm about to tell you is just such a like inspirational story because one night, like when I was there, I was just praying and praying and praying. I was like, dude, God, I was just like, give me the opportunity just to talk to Tom and like just like pray with him and just have a heart to heart because I want to, it would just it would give me a lot of closure. And my friend, you guys remember AJ Nakandra,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah, you guys picked me
go,
up from the airport.
yeah. So I go to this like what do you call it? A lock-in for the kids that he was doing. And I was helping him out, bro. We were there till like 3 a.m., bro. And um I mean, I was tired. Like nobody should have been up. They let me get the key to the house because they knew I was gonna be out late. And this is a couple days after I had like prayed for the opportunity to just like talk to Tom. And dude, I go to like open the door and like the key's not working at all. And keep in mind, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. And so I'm like, bro, I'm about to sleep in the car. I don't want to wake nobody up at all, right? Just because of the circumstances. And so I like give up because I couldn't get the door open. It just wasn't working. And so I give up. I turn around and then I hear somebody messing with the door on the other side. And then guess who it was? It was Tom.
Good old
And I
Tom.
was like, yeah, dude. So I was like, God, I already know what time it is. So we sat down and we talked for like an hour, bro, just about how he felt and like how he felt about everything and just the spirit of like peace he felt come over him about passing away. And I was just so encouraged by it. And then we ended up praying and just hugging it out, because he had been in my life since about high school. And he's a good man. Like he's a good guy, and he like loved my mom to death, and he was there for her. And I respect that because as a man, you know it's just like a unspoken thing. It's like we demand as men respect from each other, and the fact that like we'd always given each other that respect like is what made us so close. And uh and and and, and eventually ended up like having that heart to heart and just like growing closer in those final moments, and it was just beautiful, bro. So I don't know, I just felt like I should share that, honestly.
No, it's definitely good stuff to talk about. I mean, because like some people never have to experience their parents go through like rough times. Some people just, like their parents just don't either get sick or don't have anything like super serious or anything like that happen to them. And so some people they don't get to they don't. I'm glad that they don't have to feel that kind of stuff because it does suck. It kind of puts you in like a weird headspace sometimes.
Yeah.
But for like I feel like this is good to talk about for like, if whoever listens, if they've ever had like a really close family relative or just like, or even like a friend that's like family,
Right.
like get sick or like, go through a really rough time or anything like that, maybe we can relate a little bit and, somebody can find light and think like, just hear like what we talk about and be like, you know what, like, because maybe they feel like they're the only ones, going through
Yeah.
that experience. Because, I mean, like I'm not a crier. Like I don't like I just don't cry. I just really don't have a whole lot of like my emotions are not like I'm gonna just flat out say it. The Navy killed my emotions. It like
Wow.
before like you can ask my wife,
Same.
bro. Like I was low key a different person before I joined the Navy. And then like once I joined the Navy and like got out, like she could even tell you that I'm like a completely different like person, like emotionally and like just like my personality is like different. Um,
So like what are you
but
doing to like take steps to
get back to that.
get back to
Just trying to, dude, honestly, like I just like I'm glad that I get to wake up every single day. Like that's
facts?
that's literally my number one thing. I'm just glad I get to wake up. Like if I wake up, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna try to make the best out of the day. Now, I definitely, everybody has their setbacks on certain stuff. I definitely have my setbacks. Like like if something, like I have very like Like you can ask Amber and stuff like that. Like I didn't have like serious like I don't even want to call it anger, but like I would just get like I never used to get like really upset over like little things. Like it was different from like when me and Brent first like started hanging out and stuff because they would do stuff to like just do it on purpose to piss me off. But like,
Maybe
It's
but
still
all
I,
good
does.
though.
but that's the thing. Like I never got like super like I always knew that I could rely on like him or something because
Right.
like how close we were that if I was really feeling like shit or like feeling bad or down or whatever like I mean me and Brent are like brothers and stuff like that so it's like for God's sakes dude I stayed a month at this dude's house bro I stayed for a whole
Yeah,
month
he's
and all we did
a
was play video games dude so I mean like but now like I like little things like set me off so easy dude and I just have to kind of like be quiet and like just try to relax. Like I have to
Right.
not like meditate because I don't think I can focus on meditating. So I just kind of like sit there and whether it's like just getting on my phone and scrolling through Facebook and looking at cars or hopping on TikTok and just try to watch like some comedy TikToks like or turn on YouTube and like try to watch some stand up or something like that. I just try to fill my head with things to get that like negative those negative thoughts and stuff like that or the things that kind of irritate me I try to get them to disappear and I know that's
Yeah.
not like necessarily the best thing because
No,
obviously like if you
I
really
think
want to
that's
combat
smart.
a it's good for me it definitely works but I know for like some people like if they have something that's really going bad in their life or if something sets them off they want to like attack the problem directly and I don't like doing that because 9 times out of 10 if I try to resolve the problem with going right back into it it just puts me in an even worse mood
Yeah, because you're
so I
filled
just
with emotion, you know?
exactly dude and my like I said I'm not a cry like my emotions not like crying or feeling bad or feeling sorry or what it's just like I get angry and I just have to kind of like sit back and like try to focus on something that's not what I was just mad at like
Yeah.
it those things work for me. Obviously, they don't work for everybody, but
I don't think it's necessarily a
yeah.
bad thing. I actually have a question that we could start off with, and I'll let Brent answer first so he can get some time in. But,
Oh yeah,
uh,
definitely.
dude, it literally just to end with saying what you were talking about, like we literally feed our brains. Like what you view, the eyes are the window to the soul. That old saying literally fuels your brain and I think it was to show like for what you hear too because like think about it like you're in the military people are cussing all the time next thing you know you have a sailor's mouth um and it
Yes,
just
sir.
goes with everything like you what you consume visually audibly is like what you will put out there later and I don't think people realize it goes straight over their heads subconsciously they have no idea that they're fueling their subconscious with like toxic stuff. But so today in we have bridge chats. It's like a little heart to heart. I'm sure the Navy calls it something else, but basically we talk about different subjects for like spiritual, mental health. And the one we talked about today was how do you get out of how do you look past bad circumstances? You know.
Yeah.
So I want to let Brent go first.
uh when Savannah watches this, she's gonna laugh her ass off. I'm
Okay.
I'm not the best person to talk about feelings with, 'cause it's like Fred said. Growing up, I've never had per se feelings. I've never
Mhm.
felt sad or like depressed or angry. I've always looked at stuff at a different mindset, and it may be very like misogynistic or just weird to think about, but like I at the end of the day, I think of myself as a man. It
Yeah.
hear me out when I say that. You have sailors. I'm an E5, so I have some sailors under my belt that I listen to, and I got a kid who's 18, like fresh out of high school, and he's like, God, man, this shit sucks. Like, I want to fucking go home. Blah blah blah. Like, he's on shore duty for his first tour. Like,
Lucky.
dude, I did back-to-back deployments. I missed my daughter's birth. But like, I don't care. It's weird to think. Like, yeah, it sucks that I missed my daughter's birth, but like, dude, at the end of the day, this shit's not gonna stop. The sun is still gonna rise in the morning. You could be
Yeah.
upset, you could be depressed. It it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't. So you could spend this whole time for years thinking about like, damn, here we go. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta think about this. Or you could just like,
Look
fuck
forward.
it. That's a mentality I've like we're not in war. Like I also think about like, look at these fucking dudes in World War II who are storming the beach. Kids are 17 years
Yeah.
old getting mown down by an MG,
Yeah.
and I'm fucking bitching because I gotta take trash out. Come on, bro. I
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. Um, I'm not saying every person in the world is like me. I think I'm just one in a crackpot or whatever the fucking saying is. I tend to not have a lot of emotion because it doesn't matter. That's my take on it. I know some people like, I wouldn't say can't control it, but like, they're humans. I think I'm a fucking alien, dude. I have to be. But I do think sometimes it is good to clear the mind. Like, if you've had a week of, very stressful shit, death, you're getting fucked up at work, you're fat, you know,
Hey,
dude, I'm fat as fuck too, but like, I can
dude.
either bitch about it or fucking go for a run. But I don't want to run because I'm lazy. I'd rather do fucking something else. I'm gonna regret it later on in life, and I'll probably die at 50, but I really don't give a fuck, right? See, that's my mentality. If I die at 50, I'll probably look back and be like, hindsight's 2020. Ah, fuck it. I know you. It's weird. I
Yeah, no,
promise.
I mean, like, I agree with like most things you said, and what I'm picking up is basically like you put things in perspective, like you said, these guys that are storming the beach of Normandy, right? That's what it
Yeah.
was called. Yeah, and they're 17 with never had you had 5 minutes of gun trading, said go, you
Yeah.
know, and you got people out here like complaining about taking out the trash or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and I think I relate to that tactic of alleviating uh looking past circumstances
Yeah.
because if you put it into perspective, at the end of the day, like, is the circumstance that you're in right now as bad as somebody else's? Because more than likely it's not. And like,
Yeah.
even then, dude, you could be like homeless, not have like food, not have water, and probably there's somebody out there that's probably worse off than you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, always. You're
And
not
and
perfect.
yeah, and it is. It's a broken world. I think it's important to communicate though, which is probably what I would add to what I do with what you do as well, Brent. Is like, yeah, like I'm gonna put it first of all. I'm gonna put whatever's going on into perspective. Like, I know I'm not the only one going through this. Um, the sun's gonna rise tomorrow morning. Time is
Yeah.
continue going to go, and I just like communicate because like nobody gets to where they're at without the help from others. That's a fact. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Like, if somebody's gonna sit here and tell me they did what they did on their own, I don't believe them. At some point in their journey, they got the help from somebody else, whether it be motivation, uh, money,
Mhm.
just anything, bro. Like, they received help from somebody, and it's not always easy to communicate with others, but that's why it's a good thing to lean on those that are closest to you because they understand you and like they know your intent and your heart. Because like you're not gonna go talk to some random person about your feelings and perspective on a situation.
Yeah.
But I totally relate to you with just putting things into perspective, because I think it's important to realize that you're not the only one, and it could always be worse, bro. You know. What do you
Be
think,
way worse.
Fred?
What was the question again? I'm sorry. My
How do
memory
you
is bad.
what's like how do you think people look beyond bad circumstances, or how do you look beyond bad circumstances?
I mean, for me, I'm kind of like I don't want to copy Brent on anything, but I like you can ask Amber. I literally tell her all the time. Like I hold myself to a certain standard. Like I'm a man. I Men are supposed to be strong. They're not supposed to be, I understand like I guess you like a lot of stuff in modern day is like men need to show their feelings and all this kind of stuff, but it's like for me, I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't my dad taught me to be strong and be a man. So
Yeah.
when the going gets tough, you can power through. That's literally just
So
how I was taught.
I
So
think
I'm
I
not
just want to add, but real quick, you're being strong for those around you, so they can be strong or with you.
exactly. So it's like if Amber has a bad day at work or something happens in her, she's a woman. She's very, she shows her emotions very well. You know, she if she needs to cry, she cries. If she needs to talk, I'm not the best person to talk to either, Brent. like
Dude,
like
don't ask me
I
for advice.
exactly, and that's but I feel so bad because it's like I want to understand like like how people can do that with emotion. I want to understand it because it's like, man, why can't I do that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that because I don't want to sit around and fester in problems and fester in my own
I
emotions
agree.
and stuff like because that just I feel like that would just bring number one, that would not just bring me down, but that would bring the people around me down. Like I don't want to like if I'm having a really really bad day, I don't want to be all down and depressed and all this kind of stuff, and then drag my wife down with me to where she's in a bad mood or where she thinks I'm mad at her or something like that. I don't want to do that. I hate doing that to people. I mean I I try to be the nicest person I can. That's how I've always been. I always try to be the nicest person, but it's
It's
I
just
there's a
I think
fine
just
there's just a fine line to where I can be the nicest person, but I won't show that kind of emotion. Like I'll like if
yeah,
you need help, I'll help you, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not. I just can't. Like it's just
yeah,
not. That's just not how I'm programmed. I guess.
dude. I just want to add to that. The word of the year, probably even more than that for me, but is balance. I have just realized how much balance you need in life, because too much of I'm not kidding, too much of a good thing can become a bad thing, right?
Oh,
And
100%.
right. And I think it's just balancing, because like you were saying, you don't want to like sit there and soak up and, pessimistic complaining, you know. But I also feel like it's good to get out. You're like, hey, like this happened. Okay, now let's move on. But don't sit there and like just marinate in some garbage energy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So that's why it's like balance, bro. That's been the word of the past 2 years for me, because I mean, I've just found so much joy in having balance in my life. It's like just enjoy life. Because like you want to do things that you want to do, and you're gonna have to do things you don't want to do, but you need to take care of because you have priorities as a man, especially
No,
being in the
100%.
military. You know what I'm saying? But like have that balance so that way you can enjoy the things that matter, like your friends, your family, and your faith, and then take care of what you need to take care of, and be strong for those around you. And I think that's like literally a algorithm for having a happy life. And we're
Yeah,
speaking from like a male perspective, but growing up in a Western ideology. But yeah,
Yeah, I think the education of being a man in America is so fucked. It's unbelievable.
I mean,
Past
but
like
if you
15
even
years, dude, like the boys growing up nowadays, they don't know what the fuck is going on, dude. Nobody does. I'm
Yeah.
gonna read you a couple statistics, and I want you to tell me if this is the
well,
rate
see
of
that
suicide is highest in middle-aged white men. In
Wow.
2021, men died by suicide 4 times more than women. White males accounted for 70% of suicides in 2021. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah. That is insane.
Yeah, being a man is a lot different from what it was way back then. And obviously, change is inevitable. Things 40 years later aren't going to be like what they are now. My kids are going to be raising their kids a hell of a lot differently than I'm raising them, and that's
Right.
okay. But I think men in America have something's happened in the past decade to where they're not providers anymore.
we're just held to a completely different standard, and you just see all the media and everything. They're trying to make it seem like men don't need to do that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If me and my wife go to a movie or go out to dinner or something like that, and I do disrespect, what I'm just supposed to lay down and be like, "Oh, good luck. You want equality?" No, bro. That dude's gonna like. I'm not much for fighting. I mean, my back's all messed up,
Wait, what
but
the fuck did you just say?
I said if. But I'm trying to get to the point of what we were just going off of.
Yeah.
It's different to be a man nowadays than what it was like what it used to be.
I think we were the
Like
very
back in the
end
day,
of our generation that like
oh,
has this
100%.
mindset. Yeah.
Has to be.
Because back in like think about it, back in the day, back in the World War World War II era or whatever, a man's sole purpose was to provide and protect his family. That was his sole purpose. Nowadays, that's not the case whatsoever. The case
Yeah.
nowadays is you can go do whatever you want as a dude. If you want to go and I do the things that are not like how it used to be, then you can go and do whatever you want. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I think people should be allowed to do whatever they want, but
Yeah.
it's hard to just watch like it you see like all these videos and stuff like that of like men beating women and their husbands or boyfriends don't do anything to try to protect them, or the women get their men in bad situations and then like their dude wasn't even trying to get in any like conflict or any problems and they end up getting like knocked out on the street. Like bro, what?
Hey,
That, that's the thing.
is your mic is this mic cutting a little bit on your
Yeah,
end,
it's
Brent?
like staticky.
Wait, who's?
Yours.
You're good now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, but I mean, go on, but I don't. I feel like that's one of those things that how we were just talking about. Like we shouldn't stay in the negative for too long.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But no. Well, I wanted to ask a question about I guess or no, it's a general question. Why did you guys join the military? Like why? And don't give like a textbook answer like to protect my country or this. Don't give that because you hear that 90% of the time from GI Joe types that want to join the military and be like, "Oh, I just love my country." Don't get me wrong. There's people out there like that, but nowadays joining the military is not anything like how it used to be.
You want to
I
rock with this,
agree.
Blake? Or
Yeah. We can
'Cause
touch on it real quick.
I'll go last, real.
Do you have another topic after this, Brent?
um, no, not really. Not really. I mean, Opta got 3-0 today. I mean, there's, yeah, I'm fucking pissed.
He's like I'm done.
But no, no, no.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
you guys know when I in high school, middle school, I looked up to Benjamin a lot. He was, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would consider him my hero, like a fucking little fairy I am. But I tried to do everything like him to do things that essentially the same as him. He joined the Navy, and then he did 4 years, got out. So before I joined, I told myself like, Benjamin, if you're listening to this, there's no smoke towards you, I promise. But in life, I've always tried to be better than him. Uh, I guess that's a compliment on his end, but I've always tried to one up him on everything that I've ever done. Uh, Maybe it's because I was always intimidated by him, so I kind of wanted to just
I
be
mean, he
better
used
than
to
him.
beat the hell out of everybody, bro.
Yeah, so he did 4 years, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna do 8. He got out as an E4. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna make E5. I did all that shit, and yeah, I guess I wouldn't say I joined because I was passionate, but I gained that passion as since I've been in. Um, I think the military life is it's a lot different from civilian world, and when I get out, I'll be at 8 years. So I mean, I'm kind of nervous to get out, check out the civilian world, because my attitude and maturity is definitely not like ready. I'll get fucking fired instantly. But yeah, that's
Hey,
what I
and
joined.
talking and on that real quick, I'm just gonna add this little statement. How you were saying like your maturity and everything is a lot different. I'll tell you firsthand experience, dude. When you first get out, it's a shock. You
Oh
wake
yeah.
up in the morning, you're like, dude, I don't have to put on the uniform and go to work. And then when you go and you actually get a job in the civilian field or like just in the world that it is today, dude, you don't realize that like you may have been like that before you joined the military, but now your mindset is so different that you're just like
Yeah, I'm a
like
robot.
you literally, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm
don't get me
brainwashed.
wrong, you can still laugh and have a good time, but you're always gonna have that little like sensor in your brain and in your head, dude. That's just like it's gonna revert back to your military bearing and your discipline. Like it's always gonna be there. Like I have instances all the time where I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna lock in right quick, and it happens to me weekly. I mean,
Lock
I'm
it
still not
up.
over it. But that's the thing. But that's the thing, dude. Like I've been out since last February, or not this like 2023 February, but February 22, and it's happened to me. Like when I first got out, dude, man, I know I was not a good person to be around, dude, because I was still in that mindset. I still had that same mindset, bro. If I saw some, dude, I'd be out, bro. I'd be up at Come and Go on the Mason. I'd see an army dude get out of his car at the gas pump with no cover on, dude. And dude, my switch would flip so quick, dude. And dude, I was so upset, dude, because I, I held myself to such a high standard when I was in the Navy. Except, like when I hurt my back, yeah, I started just not being able to do a lot like physically, but like I still held myself to a certain standard. And it's just you'll see when you get out, like it it definitely plays a factor. Well, go ahead, Blake. Why'd you join the Air Force or why'd you join the military?
One word, bro. Opportunity. Uh, I think so. My mom, she wrote a dissertation on birth order and how it affects the kids that grow up. And there's a statistic she told me that I'll never forget. I think it was like 70% of kids do what their parents do, or like someone closest to them did. It's like Brent, you joined because your brother joined. I joined because
Yep.
my dad he was in the army. And then Fred, did your parents were they in the military?
And my dad was in the army.
Yeah, dude. See what I mean? So I really joined because I didn't know what I was gonna do, bro. I just wanted opportunity. I seen how successful my dad had made his career and like how it was setting him up for even after he got out. And I just wanted to do that. And my mom had always harped on me. Because she works for a government contracted agency, and she works with a bunch of Space Force and Air Force guys that work on satellites all day. And she's like, dude, these guys are well off. Like these retired guys out of the military that are in the Air Force, they get out with job experience and a degree, and they get snatched up quick because these employers want that experience, especially having a military structure. Because I think that's why a lot of employers like us ex-military folks so much, is because we understand authority, like delegation of authority and structure. And at the end of the day, if someone's gonna ask us to do something, you can rely on us to do it. And yeah, dude, it was just really, I don't want to get too deep, but I really just wanted opportunity to set myself up later. I'm going to school. I forgot to tell you guys this, bro. I actually got I'll drop the picture in our group chat, my green belt certification today. My commander officially gave it to me. I completed the project about a month ago, probably, but it takes a while to get officially certified by the Air Force. But
Green belt. What are you, like
yeah,
karate?
No,
no,
no, they
it's
Brent, they have it in the Navy as well. It's something about like academic or something
no,
like
I
that,
got you.
but
I'll explain it.
or
So
something.
So green belt is Six Sigma CPI. So basically, CPI is continuous process improvement. It's basically taking processes in any working environment, whether it be manufacturing or in a business environment, and making it better. Because like our brains naturally operate that way. It's like, why are we doing it this way when we could be doing it more efficiently this way? Now, now it's just literally that, but add metrics and data and months worth of tracking that and then putting it all in graphs and words.
Wow.
That's what
Yeah.
CPI is.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember whenever we'd go to like we called it the Mose call, like the maintenance officer. I know Brent knows what that is. But we had that like every other week, and
Yeah.
I'd see people like they would bring people up and give them awards or their certificates for like the like green belt. I don't know what the green belt like program is in the Navy, but I think it has something to do with like
Probably
probably the
about the
some-
same.
probably somewhat similar. But
I've
I,
never
I
heard of a green belt before in my life.
really, yeah,
Not in
no,
the
it,
Navy,
it
no.
there, it's in it. I think it's in all branches. It
Yeah, no,
just
I mean it's in and out of the military. Like my mom has it. She got it in the civilian sector, but
yeah.
um it's just it all depends. There's always a certifier, but you have to submit a project, and projects typically for a green belt take 6 to 8 months.
No, that's
I mean, it
legit,
can be
bro.
shorter. It can be shorter. Black belt projects, dude, like even with a green belt certification, like that in of itself, like if somebody's looking for a green belt, they're looking for you to come and improve whatever you know is wrong. Like they hire people who have these certifications to come, and you mainly see it in the manufacturing world, like Amazon and Walmart and all that crap, to make them more money because for them, time is money. Now, in the business world, like in some of our jobs, it's not so much that way. It's more so like let's just save time because it's more efficient and we can get more things done. We're not necessarily saving money or making more money, but yeah, it's a good certification. You ought to look into it.
No, it's very useful. There's people at my job, like the operations manager and like the head engineer. They have their green belt.
Yeah. So the picture I sent, the green belt, that's just uh like a little playful gift. That's not actually what you get. That's just a
Yeah.
joke. But the certification is just called a green belt certification. But
No,
yeah,
it's
dude,
legit,
to
man.
sum that up, there's just opportunity. I just want to do things and set myself up for later. Um, I have a lot of friends that are in the IT world. Like one of my best friends, he's a software engineer, and dude, he's just so well off. It's insane. Um, and he actually started his own consulting agency, which is insane to me. I mean, such a smart guy. He's literally a job expert, like somebody, a business guy comes to him, to his company, and is like, hey, like I want to build this application, and it's a little bit more than that because it's consulting, but he's like, yeah, we can do this, and let's do this business in this way,
Yeah.
but
Software engineers fucking are nuts, bro. They're
oh,
fucking
I
weird
know.
people. They're
Is it, we have
weird,
Dude,
bro.
bro,
it's so yeah,
we
yeah.
have this guy at work. His name is Frank. He's ex army, and he's like a IT slash software engineer. Bro, he is the weirdest person I think I've ever actually talked to.
Dude, you can't stare at hundreds of lines of code and not be fucking normal. I'm sorry. I
Dude,
fucking
Mr. Nielsen, our the computer tech class
yeah,
at
fuck
our high
that
school,
guy.
dude. That dude was so bro. He got fired because he was messaging students.
Yeah, I don't
Bro, he's
doubt
a
it. That
weirdo,
fucking
dude.
creep.
He was a weirdo.
Yeah, dude, fuck
Wow.
that. I used to
Yeah.
fucking pick my ass, like scratch it and put it in his coffee. Like put my hand in
No
his coffee. Swear
way.
to God.
No.
No way, bro. I can't believe. I wish I didn't hear that.
Nah, I'm kidding. Fuck that.
Dude,
Okay.
I will never forget when Brent went around with that poop spray and sprayed it in Mr. Salvador's class and in the
Bro, that
bathrooms.
dude, I texted my mom. I'm like, dude, I got it on my clothes. You gotta come get me. I smell like shit. Dude, I brought
Yo,
that fart spray and I was spraying that shit. Dude, we
dude,
fucking
you
moved the
sprayed
class.
Clayton. Dude, you sprayed on Clayton's entire car, dude.
I didn't spray it, dude. I unscrewed it and dumped it.
Oh my gosh,
Dude,
bro.
Blake, it smelled so bad. And he dumped it
No,
in the back where all of our bags were, dude. So,
I know how
like,
it smells
I
too.
saw what he was about to do, bro. I yanked my bag out of the back and he dumped it all over Clayton's stuff in the back, dude.
Dude, we used to do shit where like
Oh,
it would
God.
be extreme. We would never do
Yeah.
anything like for a little like laugh.
No,
We
we
would do
never did
some nut
anything
shit.
half-assed. We never did anything half-assed.
No,
Everything
never,
was
dude.
like, if we're gonna go for it, we're going for it. Dude, for God's sakes, Brent, you wrote free Macomb all over your car.
Dude, I fucking drank Windex. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
get
was
worse than
there,
that.
dude.
Yeah, dude, thinking about that, because it's
Oh,
so
dude.
weird thinking about that, because we had zero proof, dude. Like, imagine if Mr. McComb, like, actually did fucking rape that girl, and we're
Oh,
running
dude.
around with a car spray painted free McComb. Like,
Dude,
imagine that girl's
dude,
family seeing that shit, dude. Like,
bro,
you
you
don't think
you
about
got
that shit.
you almost got what? Didn't you get almost either suspended or expelled because you wore
Expelled,
a
dude. They
free
fuck.
Macomb shirt?
Yes, with the car, dude. They said if you don't
Yeah,
leave now, you're getting expelled. Like, you have to go home.
they
So, okay.
said they said you need to change your shirt. I remember that security guard. He walked up. He said you need to change your shirt, and you're like, why? And he's like, you either come up to the dean's den right now and pick a shirt out of the lost and found, or you're getting expelled or some shit like that.
Wow.
So you called your mom. You're like, hey, call me out. And then, bro, I remember I went to science class, and I looked out the window, and all I saw was Brent jumping the speed bumps, honking the horn, leaving the parking lot, dude.
Yeah, bro, that shit was nutty. I used to be a fucking menace.
Dude,
That's
I should have
crazy.
been locked up. I ain't even gonna lie.
bro, I always thought like, what if we had a TV show like when we were in high school, dude? Bro, we'd be rich, bro.
Nah,
Oh my
they would probably
god.
just think we're some fucking dumbass teenagers. Damn, our 10-year anniversary comes up here pretty soon. Sheesh. Sheesh.
I'm
Dude,
not
that is
going.
crazy.
Fucking 4 years. Isn't that nutty?
If they have a reunion, I'm not going.
Why not,
I'll
Fred?
go.
Yeah, I'll go to
I'm
that
good,
shit.
bro. I
Hell
don't want
yeah.
to. I don't want to see nobody besides like you guys, and that's about
Damn,
it.
I was gonna say some nut shit, but I'm not trying to
I
get
want to
fucked
go
up.
because I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pull up and I'm be like, oh, this is a terrible mindset. I'm be like, look at
Actually, I would like
me,
to go and just see who like
bro. You know how
who
many
was like
kids there would
so
be?
cocky and who was so like fucking snooty, and then their life is just low key like, yeah, I'm doing all
Dude,
right.
this is a good subject actually because, like, obviously when we were young, we didn't really know better because we're naive and, we didn't
Yep.
really care because like we're just young. This is a part of this is how it is.
Yep.
Like I wonder, like, and you guys could probably answer this. Like, how did people used to like view me? Like, what was your guys's
You
like,
were
What's
popular.
going on?
like when you thought of me in high school? Like, what's like the first thing that came to mind?
Well, when I first met you, I was just like, he's cool. Like, I feel like we could be friends. And then
Yeah,
like you could see like I guess you could see from like other people's point of view how they would view you or like how they'd view anybody. Like
yeah.
they would view you on based on the people that you hung around with.
Oh,
So like
absolutely.
if
That's how high
so
school is.
like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like if you hung out with like the guys that played football or baseball or basketball, you were considered like popular. That's just how it was. Or basketball or whatever. You were just considered popular or just like a an athlete. Like that's
Interesting.
just that's
I
just
don't
how it
know.
was. Like
Our school really didn't have that shit, to be honest. I ain't even gonna lie. We really didn't
Yeah,
have like certain groups. Like, dude, we had
Oh
fucking kids who
no,
played Magic
kind
Johnson
of.
and
Yeah,
JR.
there was definitely a popular group, bro.
No, I
Bro,
don't agree.
bro, dude, there definitely was, bro.
Dude,
There definitely was a
no, there's
popular
no
group.
way.
in a way,
Bro,
yes, I
yes,
do.
dude.
I would say
Yes, there
yes.
was,
I
dude.
Who?
feel like there was groups. I feel
Bro,
like there was groups.
I
Like,
don't want to I don't want to call them out because I'm not trying to receive messages because some people might get mad. But
Who
I
gives
know
a
exactly who the
fuck what they
popular
think?
people were, bro.
Who gives a fuck
I
what
know
they
like,
exactly.
think?
I know who the
I,
popular people were that
Yeah,
thought that
half of
shit
them are
didn't
still in
stink.
fucking Fountain. Just say them. Fuck them.
All right, so
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna list some people off. All right,
Nah,
like
no, whatever. I don't give a
I
fuck. I don't think there was a popular.
no,
I think I
don't get me
know
wrong.
who you're talking about, but
But
no.
this thing, I was friends with some of them, but I knew what our friendship kind of thing was because I encountered it mainly in Mr. McLean's class. I caught it. I caught on it like immediately. Like I would get used because I could do certain stuff at school. Like I mean, I graduated with a pretty good GPA and I had good grades all the way through school. I had if I played sports, like most of the guys on the sports teams, like some of them were pretty freaking dumb, you know?
yeah.
And just so they could play a sport, they would. I remember. I'm just gonna call them out. I really don't care. Killian and Jr. Bro, they were on my team in Mr. McLean's video or the Trojan News program. They did not give a shit about that class. They just knew that they needed to pass. So they would literally just be like, "You got this, right? You got this, right?" And I had no choice. I want to pass.
Damn.
And so I told Mr. McLean one time, I was like, "Hey, just I was like, I'm gonna be turning in all the packages," and he even because he caught on, he like I could see him
Wait,
watching.
what?
I could see him watching both of these guys because they would just sit there on their phones. They wouldn't be on the computer editing anything or doing nothing. And
So you
every
did
single like
fool's fucking homework
I
for
had
them.
no, I did my I made sure I passed. They still probably got a really low grade, but I made sure I passed.
So you
I
did their
wasn't
homework
doing
for
their
them.
work. I had, dude, what am I supposed to do? They're on my team. I'm supposed to fail because they want to fail? Because they don't
How would
care?
you fail not doing their homework?
Because it was a group grade. It wasn't like an individual grade when you do the Trojan News when you're on a 3-person team. They
Oh,
combined
I mean
Mr.
that's not
McLean
really doing your
combined the
work for them.
that's
Just
what I'm
doing the
saying.
group's work.
I did my portion. What I had to do, I did. But Mr. McLean still caught on and was like, "Why are you handing everything in?" And I was like, "Well,
So
here you
how
go,
did that
dude.
make them the popular group?
Look who else they hung out with, bro. It was Jaimin, Mitchell Hale, so fucking all the females that hung out with him and got trains ran on them. Let's see,
Holy
uh,
shit.
Trevor
This,
Salt or not Trevor
this
Saltwadell.
part's
What was
getting cut out.
what was that?
Holy moly.
What was that fucking dude's name? The fucking I don't even remember his fucking name. That's how not important he is.
Jesus.
But
Calm the fuck down, Jesus.
no, dude,
Holy
it's just
shit.
so annoying, bro. Because like
What
they
is
were
going
so
on here?
fake. They were so fake. Like I can
Yo,
no,
this is
I can
comical.
because I can honestly say like no shit, Blake. Even though I know you hung out with some of them, you were different. I know you were.
That's because I just treated everybody. I gave everybody a
Exactly.
chance, bro.
You treated everybody the same.
Yeah,
Those dudes did not. They didn't treat
yeah.
anybody the same. If you were
Honestly,
a little weird or you were a little this, little that, if you weren't in their group, you were nothing. You were like a piece of shit. That's how they viewed you. I know they did. Because as soon as I stopped playing football, boom, it was over. As soon as I stopped playing sports or anything like that, or I stopped helping people try to like do good or anything like that, boom, they would kick you to the curb. That's just
honestly
how it was.
though, like let's be honest, like you can't really judge people for how they acted in high school too much, because like,
100%.
bro, like I acted
But at
like
the
an
same,
idiot. I'm not gonna lie. Like
but
I
everybody
was
has
not
their. I
smart.
mean, so did we. But
Yeah.
then look at us now. We
Yeah, I'm fucking
we popped
worse.
out of high school. We popped out of high school and we're adults doing good for
Yeah.
ourselves. We're not.
Right.
I'm fat, bald, and I'm in debt. I think I'm a lot worse.
No, you own your own cars, right?
One.
Okay, you still own a car.
Yeah, and
let's
it's got the
see.
fucking check
Nah,
engine
dude.
light on.
Honestly,
But
I
you're
don't
but you're
know. Like,
also different, Brent, because okay, I mean it's not a fucking it's not like a oh no way like you came from a pretty well off family like to an extent,
Hell
right?
yeah.
Exactly. But you still didn't like you didn't treat anybody really that different. Like like obviously there's people you don't get along with, but at the same time like you weren't like oh my shit don't stink. Like
Huh?
actually you had that one point in high school where you got those blonde highlights in your hair. And I was like,
yeah, my boy
"What?"
was out there. He was
I was
outside.
like, I was like, "Bro, what is wrong with you?"
Dude, 2015 to the end of 2015 to 2017 is a
Dude,
it's a black spot. It's not there anymore. I don't
yeah,
remember it. It's a blur.
bro. And also, I will say this:
I took more drugs
there's
to sedate Manhattan, dude.
a
Get
lot
me?
of once you started doing that kind of stuff, other people they started like I don't even know how to explain it, but like even from like the outside view, like I feel like you got way more attention after you started doing crazier shit. That's how it went.
What do you mean?
Like
But that's because that's what was popular.
once you started drinking, smoking, all this kind of stuff, and blah blah blah, this and that, people started treating you way different. They started like being on your dick, basically. That's how I'm gonna phrase it. They started being on your fucking dick.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
just how it was.
When you're supplying,
But
you
that's
just
all
be
they.
hooking people up.
But that's all they wanted from you. That's what I'm
Hell
saying,
yeah.
and that's sad.
Yeah. You know, that's just the way the
I mean,
shit is.
I don't know.
Public school is a fucking mess.
Yep, that's facts.
Well, it all starts in the home. It's all about how you're raised.
I don't know. Eh.
I was raised a certain way, so I never really switched up. So had the same group of friends basically since I came to Fountain. With
Yeah, I
some
mean,
I think school
with
has a
with some
huge part in
with
that.
some oh, it definitely does because people might be raised decently at home, but then once they get around those I I hate a certain type of kid. Once they get around those types of kids, it changes immediately. But then when they get home, they'll be perfectly fine again. And that shit's annoying.
Yeah, I feel you.
like I said, I don't really judge nobody too hard for how they acted in high school, but I mean, I definitely think there were groups. Like, obviously, like if you're a football player, you probably hung out with your teammates just because that's just how it naturally happens. But and I hung out with some basketball players because I played basketball for a little bit, and uh, but that got like pretty deep. I don't know if I meant for it to get that deep.
Yeah, that went south.
So that was just my truth coming out.
It's okay,
But
bro. Nobody probably cares at the end of the day because, like I said, we were all in high school and like that crap doesn't matter anymore. It's in the past, let bygones be bygones. But um, I was just curious how people like saw me, I don't know. It's just like interesting to
Oh,
know how
yeah,
you
yeah.
are viewed.
That's where this cover. Yeah, dude, I don't remember last week. I don't remember meeting. I don't remember like the first time seeing you guys. To be honest, I really don't. I don't remember last week. My memory since joining the Navy is like gone pretty bad. I I will say Blake
that's
and I at 2015 to 2017, you and I had a very, I would say, strong spiritual connection. You and I, you know what I mean by that. You and I were like
Yeah,
very connected
yeah,
like that, and that was a very, it was a shit time, but it was also like a really fun time, if that makes sense.
yeah.
I had a lot of fun. Would I do it again? No, never. But I don't want to say I don't regret it because it
Right.
wasn't, you know, some fucking
Yeah,
dumbass
because
kid.
yeah, you just you make good things of bad situations, and I mean that just goes with anything in life, honestly. But
Yeah,
um, yeah,
but I've known Fred
I
since there ain't no way I remember fucking that far back.
me and
known each
Jesus.
other since
Fred
eighth
didn't we
grade.
meet in like ninth grade or 10th grade math class?
Me and Brent met eighth grade. and then we became friends. Mainly, I think through Austin, and then because you came or we were riding the bus, and then I was going over to Skylar's house, and you were going over to Austin's, and then Skylar brought me over to Austin's, and that's how we became friends. And
It was
then
it.
what?
I was saying, yeah. Like, was it?
Yeah, yeah, and then eventually I hated Skylar because he was a fucking joke. But
Yeah.
me and Blake we met ninth grade, Mr. Polinsky's class, and we hit it off. And then I found out he played airsoft, and I was like, "Oh, bet!" And then that's how we became friends, and we just were cool.
Yep.
No, I think I went airsofting with you guys once.
No, you did.
And
You came with
yeah,
us.
no. And I
You
think it
came with
was
us a
one of the
few times.
first times I met Blake. I actually,
Oh no,
hold
you
on a
came
minute.
with me. You came with me because I was like, Brent, you got to get in this airsoft shit. So I convinced you to get your parents to buy you airsoft stuff, and
Yeah,
you came
no,
with
but
me. And
for
then
some
Blake
reason I
was
think,
there, and then
yeah,
we met. You met Blake at DMZ at the airsoft
Was
arena.
that
yeah,
how it went
I
down?
think it
Yeah,
was. Because I
that's how
remember
like
thinking, I
we.
was like, damn, this fool don't really fuck with me like that. Because you were kind of like shadowing, or
Huh.
like, what's it called? Like, you were like, you knew I was
Standoff?
there. Yeah, you knew I was there, but you were like, fuck this kid. That's what it felt like. Yeah,
And then look at it now. We're all really good friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's nutty.
Dang.
But back then, times just seemed so much different.
Oh, it definitely was. I mean, think about it. Our only priority was what? To go to school and
Fucking
pass.
drinking Windex. No.
And
Yeah.
doing
Oh my
stupid
gosh.
shit. Our like that's the crazy thing is like nowadays like a lot of like I hate to hear kids complain about going to school because it's like, dude, your only thing that you have to do is go to school and pass.
Yep.
Like that's it, bro. School's not
Yeah.
even hard. School for me, school wasn't even hard. Like I mean,
No, it wasn't hard, but I knew what I wanted to do in life pretty early on, and I really didn't give a fuck about high school. Like, why
Same.
do I need to learn? Like, why do I need to know algebra 2 to be a fucking being in the Navy? Like,
Right.
for
and
me, for me, taking math like when I because I took college algebra to get some credits in my in my under my belt. That definitely helped me when I got to the Navy because I was a machinist. All I did was math. So I mean that part helped me, but there's definitely things in school that need to be taught other than other things.
yeah, that's why Savannah and I have been thinking about putting Arthur and Adeline get them homeschooled. You know the
Yeah,
curriculum
you could
for
definitely do
public
that.
school hasn't changed since 1894. You know that?
Eight.
I
You
actually
said
saw
what?
I actually saw something on that.
1894. The
I
curriculum for
saw
the
something
school
like
has
that
not changed.
the other day.
Wow, that's
Yep.
insane.
Yes, they're teaching essentially the same shit like 200 years ago. What the fuck, bro? Like this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It a lot of stuff has definitely evolved, like like
Well,
math and
no,
stuff
yeah,
like that,
it's
and
not this
science.
very same thing, but like
But no, it follows the same agenda. It's
yes,
the same
and
thing. Yeah.
I don't want Adeline and Arthur to be a part of that. I want kids to focus on what they want to do in life and like achieve that. Teach them how to be an adult. Like the only positive I think about school is learning how to be on time, learning like how to be at a place at a certain time, uh, the social skills. But like other than that, I really don't see a fucking need for public school or like school in general. I really don't. I think the teaching of it's fucking stupid. It doesn't work. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. This is why like all these college grads are fucking sitting at home still. It's because they can't get a job because nobody really cares about that shit anymore. It's not like in the early 2000s where you needed a degree to have a job basically. Like trade jobs are blowing up now for some reason. I don't know
Yeah.
why. But like these
Trade school,
skills
like
are
if you unless you go in for me, and I mean me and Amber, we both work trade jobs. For me, like seeing it from like I guess my point of view and seeing it like I guess seeing Amber's point of view, trade jobs are the way to go unless you go in the military. That's just how it is nowadays. like being a plumber, being a welder, being a machinist, being a mechanic, being somebody that, or like, I guess you could even factor in like IT guys to that and software stuff. Like if you have like those skills and that like knowledge, you're going to be successful because those jobs are going to be there for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like it's just a really good way to go. And 9 times out of 10, trade school actually, yeah, 9 times out of 10, trade schools are way cheaper too, and you can make a lot more money a lot faster. And I mean
I would agree with that.
not
You know,
nowadays with
Yeah.
like,
employers
I
aren't really
mean,
looking for school that much anymore, to be honest.
exactly. Like
Unless it's like a master's or a doctor's degree.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, are you okay? Where's your work experience?
exactly. And that's a real big benefit that, you know, me being prior military and you guys being active, like even when you guys get out, there's going to be such a horizon of jobs, dude. When I tell you like I made two job mistakes when I first got out. I was just trying to work with my friends or just basically I was just trying to work with my friends and be able to be like, yeah, I'm enjoying my job because I get to hang out with my friends. That was probably one of the worst things I could have done. Like working with your friends is not always the best, like not the best thing because like if you hang out with somebody too much or anything like that, or if somebody gets say they get in trouble at work and they get fired, then you just lost your friend and you're just like, oh man, like dang, now I'm here by myself. Like especially if you don't talk to nobody else.
I'd
That's
work
why I
with you.
like do what?
I'd work with you.
Uh,
Mhm.
I'd
but
work with
like
Fred too,
like
or
where
Mike
I'm
too.
at now, dude. Where I'm at now, like I literally I hated my last job, so I literally went on Indeed, found a job that I thought I'd enjoy, submitted an application, got a call that same day, and I was a direct hire the next week. Just mainly because on my resume it said, prior military service. That that was basically what they told me. They were like, you know, other candidates have other stuff on their resume like this and that, blah blah blah, but you were in the military, you
Bro,
understand how to be
employers love
disciplined.
vets,
Yeah,
bro.
you understand how to be disciplined, you understand how to take direction and all that kind of stuff. And then if you're good, if like you're decently high, like I would say honestly, if you're E5 and above, like they look at that shit differently too, especially if like one of like the guy that's doing your interview was prior military. He's gonna be like, okay, this guy actually probably took it pretty serious and understands how to either lead a team or be a part of a team.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I never said why I joined the military. I'll make it really short and sweet. Only reason why I joined the military, honestly, was most of my friends were joining, and I wanted to create a life for me and Amber. That's all I wanted to do. I really didn't care about too much else. Like obviously, I love my country, and it's very prideful, but I mainly wanted to get out of my living situation because we were living at her parents' house. My parents were living in a camper. I didn't want to live in a camper, and I didn't want to
Yeah.
live at her parents' house forever. So I was like, I'm gonna join the military, and we're gonna go start our own life, and that's what we did. We've just figured things out as we went.
Step by step.
You're
Exactly.
such a good man, Fred.
And now look at me, bro. I bought a house out in Virginia, and I bought a house here, dude. All
Such a
right.
good
Easy.
guy.
Yes, sir.
God, you're such a beast.
Shut up, bro.
Can you
Shut
breathe heavily in the
up.
mic really quick? No, I'm kidding. But I mean, we're at an hour. You guys have any closing statements? Any closing thoughts?
Now I'll save what I have else for next week.
Blake, what you got, man? What you got?
I'd be interested in doing the UFO alien talk next week,
Yeah,
perhaps.
we'll continue that. You guys need to watch Moment of Contact.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah,
I
next
make you
Please,
guys
week will
something to.
please
be.
just watch it. Please.
All right, how about to start off next week? How about we each come up with or each research like one of our favorite conspiracy theories?
Bet.
'Cause
Okay.
I think I have one already, and I think you you guys are gonna fucking freak out.
So do I need to find another one besides my alien? Or
Oh, you can do it. I mean, try
No, I'll
to
find another one. I'll
yeah,
find another one.
try to
I
find
got you.
like an actual like event or like
No, I got you.
JFK
Right.
assassination.
Right.
I'm not
I
using
got
that,
you.
but you know what I mean.
No,
But
I
yeah.
got you.
I mean, Blake, if you ain't got anything,
Yeah, man.
all right. Well,
I was a
thank
little
y'all for
laid back
listening.
when chilling.
Yeah,
This has
yeah.
been off the top.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening. And as again, happy Memorial Day. You know, if you I know it's not Veterans Day or whatever, but if you see somebody in service who's retired or still in, try to give your gratitude. It's much appreciated. But we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace.